Now, some gotchas. There are more than we can include here, I'm sure, but these are the ones that have kind of risen to the top. Checked summed addresses. That may not be familiar to you, but I encourage you to look into it. The addresses that are coming through the Forta SDK are all going to be lowercase. So just to keep some kind of consistency, they're all lowercase. But the addresses that you might copy off of Etherscan could be lowercase. They could be checksummed. The addresses that you're going to get back from Ethers, if you're doing these external JSON RPC calls, they're going to be checksummed. The quick way to tell is in the hexadecimal representation of that address. If you see any capital letters in there, capital A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I'm sorry, E, F, not G. If you see any of those capital letters, that's kind of the giveaway that it's a checksummed address. That is going to cost you more time than anything else if you don't make sure that they're all consistently lowercase. And so we highly encourage, just go back through and look at that. Ether's big number, this one hurts my head specifically. Ether's big number is not the same as bignumber.js. Bignumber.js is the standard basically for this type of math. And yet Ether's helpfully or unhelpfully provides a similar mechanism, but they gave it the same name. They are not compatible. Don't try to intermix them. You're going to have a bad time. Also, bignumber.js is much more thorough in what it can do. It does handle divide by zero with an appropriate, not a number, stuff like that. My encouragement to you is if you're going to be doing math, a lot of computation in your agent, convert all of your return values from any contract calls. Those are going to be in Ether's big number. Convert those into bignumber.js. You will be glad that you did. The initialize code pattern is fantastic. Use it as much as possible. Basically, when an agent runs for the first time, there's going to be some code that runs before the agent starts running. And this is referred to as the initialize code or provide initialize. These are the ways that we provide it. Do as much of your work there as possible. If you have contracts to set up, if you have interfaces to set up, whatever needs to be set up for your handler to function, set it up there, and then let your handler be much more streamlined. Do not go the path of setting up a contract every time your handler is called. There's just too much overhead in doing these things, especially as you spread it across lots of agents. So use that, use it well. It'll also make your life simpler in terms of writing tests because you've kind of segmented off your initialization code from your agent code. This is now the 5th or 6th time that I've mentioned this one. Find transactions that will trigger your agent. You will be glad that you did. I think I've beat that dead horse enough at this point. Lint your code, good for you, good for others. It's a very simple step, great bang for the buck. And then look for good code patterns in publicly available repositories. So I'll humbly say that we have a lot of our code out there. Feel free to look at that. Look at Nethermind, look at LimeChain, look at the other Forta development partners who are out there. Absolutely start there. Don't start at zero. Start where we are and get better. And we're happy to have you look at that. If you see a mistake and you want to submit a pull request and find it, please do. We're happy to work with any who want to contribute.